the 2015 FIBA Asia Championship final. Myself, Tim Long, alongside analyst Paulo Kennedy, set to talk you through the action in Changsha. The most successful team in tournament history takes on the second most successful. 27 previous editions of this competition. These two have combined for 20 gold medals. The only two teams to have beaten the defending champions in this year's competition. China's 8-game winning streak versus the Philippines' 7-game streak. It's a fitting final in a red-hot atmosphere. And what a fitting opening tip. Out of bounds off Cho Chi. Philippines are going to have the first possession.
Some confusion there amongst the referees, but it will be Philippines ball. And almost a false start, but soon we're going to get the ball in the hands of Jason Castro. Let's see what he can do against Zhao Jiwei.
De Campo to Castro. Gabe Norwood. Here's Hontiveros, hit 6 from downtown in the semi-final yesterday.
Yi guarding Blatch.
Blatch calling for the ball, receiving it now. Looking to get inside, behind the back, steps back for the 3. Blatch off the mark. What a way that would have been to start.
Well, what a matchup with those two. And how about the skills of Andre Blatch? He left Yi reeling backwards, but he couldn't hit the 3-point shot.
Chao Shi Wei. Ding, back to Chao Shi Wei. Here's Cho Chi. Yi calling for it inside. Cho Chi off the mark with the long 2, and Hontiveros grabs the ball. No score yet in the final. Here goes Castro looking to get in and hang it over the top of Cho Chi. How about that elevation?
And all tournament long, guards have wandered into the Chinese paint and been swatted away mercilessly. But what about the class of Castro just floating it over the top?
Came down with snow on it. From the near side, he fakes the 3, drives inside, Ding back out to the perimeter. They'll move it around for the 3. China still not on the board as Cho Peng misses from the outside. Blatch looking to battle against Yi, and the contact.
And 2 wins already for the Philippines.
Hear this crowd roar.
Wow, what a play. And as I said in the preview, whenever they need a basket, Yi seems to come up with a big one like that.
Castro finding Blatch, who answers back with one of his own.
And we talked about the Chinese defense forcing opponents away from the basket. So far, they can't keep Castro out of the paint. Still a 2-3 zone from the Philippines, despite the pair of triples from China.
Chao Shi Wei onto the corner, Ding for 3. They keep firing from the outside. And the foul on De Campo as the rebound is secured by Yi. 4-point Philippines lead as Chao Shi Wei takes a seat, and it goes towards Yi.
Go Ai Lun into the ball game.
Here he is now, Guo. Towards the foul line. Stops and puts it in off the window.
Well, that's such a tough play. They leave him open. He's only shooting around 25% from 3-point range, so he probes and hits a tough floater.
De Campo out to Norwood, who's taking on the 3 now, and 5 early points for the number 5.
Well, there's a pot of gold at the end of that rainbow from Norwood. Like I said, he's a reluctant shooter, but when his 3-point shot gets going, all of a sudden there's 5 offensive options on the floor for the Philippines.
What a start we've had to this final, knocked away. Now the Philippines can come in transition. Blatch joining, moving it on towards Castro, and fouled by Cho Peng.
And a professional foul there from Cho Peng. Rather than allowing the easy layup finger as he drove through, but that doesn't make it hurt any less. He's actually struggling to see down there at the moment.
And that would be a huge blow for China. A very talented young man, just 22 years of age. Had 10 points, 5 boards, a block yesterday. Li Gen is into the game. Ding Yan Hang is going to sit on the bench. Castro. Let's see if he can get away from Guo. Spinning into the lane, over to the corner. Blatch. Blatch looking to drive in. De Campo for three. Short, and the rebound grabbed by Yi.
Another good offensive set from the Philippines, but for the first time in the game, the wide open jumper doesn't drop.
Zhou Peng onto Yi. Up against Blatch now, gets away from him, gets to the glass, can't finish. Zhou Qi trying to put it back in, grabs it 2-3 times and gets hit by De Campo and will go to the line. You have to like the hustle
to both Zhou Qi and Yi Jianlian. And we saw it there, the two of them taking it turns to go at the offensive glass.
The first foul shot good for Zhou Qi. 9.1 points, 5 boards, 2.1 blocks a game in just 16.5 minutes a game at this Asia Championship. He's shooting 60% from the field, although just 50% on that trip to the foul line.
And you keep in mind, China kept a run to just 57 points in 40 minutes last night. Philippines have 15 points in 5 minutes.
That's rejected by Zhou Qi, who puts up the Great Wall of China. Foul on Castro.
He gets a warning for a tick. And have a look at this block. Two big arms up there, and it was Yi. This time your pick on that one.
Really was the Great Wall. Both of them rising to the rim.
And Andre Blatch has not seen anything like that in this tournament so far.
Across the midway point of the first quarter, the Philippines have the edge. Here's Zhou Qi, gets the contact and will go back to the line. Foul on Hontiveiros.
I wouldn't be surprised to see the Philippines. Plan A worked beautifully, but now China starting to draw fouls and starting to make their presence felt inside the paint.
Zhou Qi had 3 humongous blocks in the semi-final, as well as 6 points and 4 boards. How good can this teenager be? He's 19 years of age and already one of the stars of the show.
Well, he's got all the elements at this stage. He can shoot, he can block shots, rebound, he can put the ball on the floor, and he can slide his feet and defend as well. He's just got to get bigger and stronger.
Castro throwing it up, really difficult shot. Zhou Qi grabs the board. Out to Li Gen now for 3. Closed down by Hontiveiros. It doesn't matter. China take the lead.
And early in the quarter, the Philippines were getting out in transition, getting into their offense early.
And here they come in transition now. All the way down court for the big slam is Zhou Qi. Team Dragon breathing fire in this red-hot arena.
And he flexed his muscles at Jason Castro. That time he had the dish to Li Gun to China.
Castro looking to meander his way through. And there's a foul on Li Gen.
And Castro has to continue to be aggressive. We saw on the last play when he danced around at half court, Guo was up in his grill, got the steal. That time he blew by him and drew the foul. And I wonder how long it will be until we see both Romeo and Castro in the game together.
Here's Blatch. Just 2 points so far. Up against Yi. Blatch going to pull up for the long 2. It's long from him. The rebound grabbed by Zhou Peng. Here's Guo. Zhou Qi. And they'll slow it down here with Zhou Peng. Yi looking to set the screen. Zhou Peng moves it inside towards the big man, who's trying to roll away from toss and finish.
The Philippines have got no answers defensively at the moment. They've got to keep scoring.
Blatch trying to provide an answer, but Zhou Qi comes across and cuts off his path to the hoop.
A foul called there on the basketball, but Toss got there before him. Have a look at that swat.
That was certainly his.
I'd like to see them take Blatch down low. He's got a weight advantage on Yi. At the moment, he's dancing around and shooting jump shots. See if they can get a high percentage one close to the basket.
Castro finds Toss out to Blatch. He's going to shoot the 3 this time. Looked off the mark all the way. The Philippines almost overawed at the moment.
Whoa. A 10-0 run for China.
Sopeng. Guo towards the foul line and called for a travel. The Philippines need to take advantage of that now.
It's like the Philippines are happy to allow the guards penetrate through the middle as long as they don't open up the passing lane to the big guys. Pingris into the game as well. He had a huge cameo in the second half against Japan, but he's got his work cut out. He's giving up probably 10, 12 centimetres to Yi.
Abueva onto Norwood.
Foul on toss.
The Philippines turn it right back over.
As we see the big offensive rebound, and Abueva was not going to allow a three-point play there, and that was bordering on sport too. We've talked all tournament about the wingmen for the Philippines being long and athletic, but these Chinese wingmen, they're longer, they're stronger, and they're just as athletic, and the Philippines not being able to control the boards like they have in other games.
Cho Chi back at the line again, misses his first. Makes him 3 of 5 from the stripe now. How about that start? 6 points and 6 rebounds, the block as well.
Best weapon for the Philippines offensively this tournament has been Castro and Blatch in the ball screen. Blatch isn't on, so Castro goes himself.
Can't hit high off the glass, and guess who grabs the rebound? Final 2 minutes of the first quarter. Guo. Philippines missing their last 7 shots from the field. And the foul called on Pingris as Cho Chi was looking to make a move.
Well, the Philippines, they've come into this game gambling on some passive defense as we see the smart play from the 19-year-old. But at the moment, it's not working. China are picking them apart. I think they need to go to plan B, and that's aggressive, up and in defense. They need to create some easy scores, because when you're trying to score over the top of Yi and Zhou Qi in the half court, it's mission impossible at times.
Castro a bit riled up as he has to take a seat. Romeo comes into the ball game. Cho Chi, we've talked so much about his skill set, we've seen his fight, and there we saw his intelligence. He's got a bit of everything.
Yeah, it's hard to imagine he's got all that in one package at 19 years of age, and I mean, the world is his if he's prepared to put in the work and keep developing his body and developing his skills and developing his free throw shooting.
It's his third miss. He's taken all 7 of China's foul shots in the quarter. Hit 4 of them. He does get the second, so 7 points, 7 boards in the first 8 minutes.
That's now a 12-0 run. And you look at the lineup the Philippines has, they've got Pingris and Toss in the front court, but those 2 guys are shorter than Jai Xiao Chun, who's the small forward for the Philippines, so they got their work cut out on the boards.
Cho Chi comes out of the ball game. Here's Abueva. Trying to get away from Lee again, trying to force it in off the glass. And the Beast just trying to bully his way through and give the Philippines something.
This Chinese team is in the paint. You've got to go back at them just as strong. And Abueva, but the Philippines look so good early with Castro getting into the lane. Their little men are the key to this because they don't have the shot makers in the other positions. They've got finishers in those spots.
It's a war right now, that's for sure. Romeo misses his first from the foul line, so just 1 of 3 now. The second one will drop to make it a 4-point game.
And JC Intel into the ball game, takes out Abueva, who's sitting on 2 fouls. 2 possessions left in this quarter, really important for both teams.
JC Intel, who didn't play at all in the semis or the quarters. Yi moved around by Wong. Chai in towards Yi. It was over the top of him though.
Good deflection there from Intel. Long arms, and it's so important that whenever the bench players are in for the Philippines, they bring that defensive intensity because that's their strength.
16.9 remaining in the first quarter. Yi Chai moving it on towards Wong. Wong looking to back in and go to work here. Double team comes across and Gamwelas perhaps doing just about enough. Romeo, can he get a shot away here? Defense got a piece of it, and no score for the Philippines at the end of what has been an enthralling first quarter. They're only down by 4. China have made a number of highlight reel plays, went on a 12-0 run, but at the end of 1, it's China 23, the Philippines 19. Of the 2015 FIBA Asia Championship final, China 23, Philippines 19. Chao Shi Wei across to the far side. They move it in now towards Wong. Gamwelas all over him, and a foul.
And we see Gamwelas and Intel into the game. They haven't been playing.
Wong played 10 minutes yesterday, made his only shot in the game in the semi-final. Only 21 years of age himself. Cho Chi going for the ball, Blatch able to grab it, only his second rebound of the game. Romeo. Let's see what Terence Romeo can come up with here. On it goes from JC Intel to Gamwelas, Blatch in the corner, closed down quickly by Wong. Final seconds of the shot clock, he's going to shoot again, the 3 off the mark. Blatch just 1 of 7 now from the field.
And he could have got the younger player on his back there, but he was happy to float out to the perimeter and take a jump shot. He's got to get down and dirty.
Try. How about that? The ball sticks. And it might just be one of those finals where we see everything.
And that one was just a little off the mark.
You just wish that was a rumour gum. Romeo pulling up from mid-range and getting it to go. Big basket for him, big basket for the Philippines.
That is so tough. He was going left, falling to his left-hand side, but shooting it with the right hand, and he still had the touch to make it drop.
Only a 3-point game. Cho Chi puts the ball on the floor, away from Blatch, and then gets hit by Pingris.
That's a playoff foul or a gold medal foul there from Pingris, Diocampo and Blatch. They've got to step up in that area, and so do the likes of Norwood and Hontiveros, and we haven't seen a lot of those two in the game so far.
Terence Romeo looking to attack, looking to spin to the foul line, showing all the moves. No look pass to Diocampo. He's going to back in and go to work against Wong. Tough hook shot won't go.
Well, clever play from Wong. He stepped up underneath him, made that body contact and threw him off his shot. Oh, what a play from Diocampo.
Great hustle play to save it on the baseline. And then Blatch gets fouled by Chai.
They draw some fouls. It's hard enough scoring against China, but if you can get some cheap fouls in the bonus and get some free throws, it just relieves the pressure of this defense and this crowd.
Castro, 17.8 points per game in this tournament. Throws it towards backcourt, and it'll be a violation for the Philippines. And Jason Castro just not finding his flow so far in the final.
Castro saying that ball was tipped. It certainly looked like it. There were some long arms in the way, but it's Chinese ball.
In the first quarter, how this place exploded. And they're lifting it again here. Cho Peng makes it a double-digit lead.
Well, that's exactly the shot the Philippines want China taking, but Joe Peng is good enough to hit the pull-up over a hand.
Blatch calling for it now, up against Yi. Looking to make a move towards the baseline. Out to Diocampo, shoots the guarded 3, can't hit. Romeo trying to grab it, and Cho Chi will come away with it. Blatch just turned into a potential double team. Knocked away from Guo. Able to recover. And Cho Chi is going to shoot the mid-ranger. He's going to knock down the mid-ranger. And the 15-time champions are gunning for gold.
They haven't. There we see Hamad Ehadadeh. And early in that game, the bronze medal game, Iran led it by 15. Their coach Dirk Baumann then substituted his entire starting 5 out and let Japan back into the game. I don't think Gong Liming's going to make a mistake like that. So the Philippines have to start hitting some tough shots.
Diocampo, let's see if he can hit this one. He can, right off the timeout. Big 3 for the Philippines.
And a big 3 minutes for the Philippines here. Can they stay within single figures by halftime?
Yi, back out to the perimeter. Long two is short from Chopeng. Out of bounds, Philippines with Chai to flip it up and in.
Well, some nice execution on the last play by the Philippines, but Romeo hesitated, and with the long arms of these Chinese defense, you've only got a split second to get that shot off or you're covered.
The Philippines really struggling from the field here in the first half. Norwood takes on a shot. Norwood coming up with a big performance in the first half, has 7.
And he's one Filipino player with the athleticism and long arms to shoot over the top. He's got to be more aggressive here. We've said it all tournament, but tonight is the night.
Li Gen to Guo for 3. Bang! Chinese charge continues in Changsha.
And more push and shove under the basket. This time it was Yi and Diacampo. And this is at boiling point, this game. And what else would you expect from a gold medal match?
Talking of Gabe Norwood, averaging 3 points per game in this tournament, 7 in the first half here. It's perhaps one of the criticisms of this Philippines team that he's up, but Guo certainly stepping up for China, and they lead the Philippines by 13. Castro and Blatch combining for just 9 points so far in the first 20 minutes of this ball game. They combined for 49 points a couple of nights ago.
They've only combined for 24 minutes as well, so Tab Baldwin keeping them in reserve.
Romeo, last shot of the half for the Philippines is good, and that makes it an 11-point game as Campo Hontiveros is bypassed. Blatch might have been caught in the eyes, then goes looking to drive at the defense up against Yi and gets contact.
So we'll have 2 free throws here for Andre Blatch, and then 1 and possession down the other end. In fact, they're saying it's on Blatch. Well, that's interesting, because when he blew that technical foul, the ref was looking straight at the bench. Perhaps something to say from Andre Blatch from behind him.
Blatch hitting his first foul shot of the game. And 1 more to come. And he can make it a 7-point game. It's been a pretty decent 2.5 minutes at the start of the half for the Philippines. And Blatch now the leading scorer for them with 8. He's got as many points in the second half already as he had in the whole of the first. But the technical foul sends China to the line now.
It was almost as if the hot start from his teammates, Castro was on fire, Hontiveros hit a 3-point, and Blatch just went inside his shell a little bit. But in the time of need now, he has stepped up. Can he continue to do it against this pressure defense over a full quarter and a full half?
Chopeng finding a way through. Finding a way through, Andre Blatch. Norwood. Out to the corner, around to Blatch on the perimeter. Looks to get inside again. Foul on Chopeng. Basket doesn't count.
That's the 4th.
He takes a seat. And Chai Xiao Chuan comes into the game. Castro. Around the big frame of Blatch. Under the hoop. Out to Deo Campo for 3. The Philippines are having their chances here to really make it a game.
They certainly are. That was some outstanding playmaking and patience from Castro. He just held the ball until he could find the open man.
Chai to Chao Shi-wei. Chai again. He's going to shoot from the outside. Short from him. Castro can come in transition now. Looking to go all the way. 2! How about the rejection from Chai, who slams the door in his face?
Back to 6, but they weren't able to maintain that pressure. Can the Philippines keep putting the pressure on? We've got a foul underneath. That's on Go.
He picks up his second. And halfway through the third, it's so finely poised right now. Hints that the Philippines are building steam, closing down the gap. A chance to make it a 6-point game, having been as many as 13. Agueva misses the first from the foul line, though. Misses them both. And with China over the foul limit and still 5 minutes to play in the third, the Philippines have that opportunity if they can hit their foul shots. Yi up against Blatch with the finger roll from Yi.
Toss secures the rebound.
And a chance at a three-point. Right on the midway point of the third. Romeo. He's going to pull up for three. Can't get the bounce. Yi gets the board. Guo. Lee again. Make sure it's a three. He made absolutely sure it was a three.
And there's only so many opportunities you can waste against China because they've got a point guard like Guo who finds a shooter like Lee Gun, and it's a 13-point game.
All of a sudden, in the blink of an eye, back to largest lead of the game.
Right, it could have been a tight ball game.
Gets contact from Lee Gen.
And then every shot for China would have been different. It would have been tighter. The atmosphere in the gym would have been different. But right now, this place is rocking, and the Chinese team is rolling.
Pivotal halfway through the third. Abueva hit his first 2 foul shots. He's missed his last 3 now. Misses 4 in a row. Guo. Back out to Cho Chi. Yi driving inside, hands it off. Hesitation on the shot, rejection from De Campo.
And Abueva in there as well. He is providing some real energy here in the third term.
Here's De Campo to Romeo. Here's Abueva for 3, short. Yi so quick to grab the ball as it came back down.
And this is a young Chinese team, but in every game we've seen, when they smell blood, they go for the jugular, and you've just got that sense about them now.
Guo. Cho Chi onto Lee Gen. Hit the big 3 a few seconds ago. He'll hit another one. Big 1-2 punch from Lee Gen. De Campo. Norwood. Lead has grown to 16. Toss putting it up, off the mark. Tip back into Philippines possession. Romeo, they could really do with a score. They're not going to get one.
No, and they're getting the shots they want. They're just not hitting them. And they had to play a near-perfect game to beat China here. It's going to take something special. It's got to start at the defensive end, though.
Final 3 minutes of the third. Guo back to Yi. He's going to pull up for the long 2. Abueva grabbing the rebound. Foul on Lee Gen. Over 50%.
A few more words exchanged there, this time between Lee Gun
and he's 3 of 3 from downtown in the final. Abueva ends a run of 4 missed foul shots in a row.
Well, Lee Gun, he hit his first 9 3-pointers of the tournament. He quickly became a crowd favourite, and they are riding every 3-pointer with him.
Offensive board off the missed foul shot this time. Hontiveiros looking for a 3 of his own. Yi grabbing the board. Abueva battling again and called for the foul. Number 4 on Abueva.
With those 4 fouls, but he's got 4 boards as well and
Mount.
2 offensive rebounds. It's been a real energy burst.
Speaking of energy bursts, Castro with the ball. They could do with a bit more from him. 5 points right at the start of the ball game, nothing since. Only 1 assist in the game. Castro onto the left hand, up against Cho Peng, forced away. Final 5 seconds of the shot clock. Elevates from mid-range, way over the top of the hoop. And here come China in transition now, with Guo going through the gears, knocked away, out of bounds, still China ball.
Well, what about the defensive possession from Cho Peng at the other end? He switched out onto Castro.
Cho Peng moves it on to Chao Shi Wei. Screen set by Cho Chi. Looking to move inside, it goes to Guo instead. Through the legs a couple of times, looking to attack now. There's the pirouette move. Hung it high. Abueva battling for the board again. Abueva trying to grab it. Eventually, Toss does. Castro then fouled on half court by Chao Shi Wei.
11-point ball game at 3/4 time. That's still
unit,
gettable,
Jason Castro.
especially with some of the big-time players in the Philippines lineup.
Jason Castro's first point since the opening minutes of the game. And short on the second foul shot. Toss grabs the rebound though, and then a foul.
And that one's on Joe Chi. It's his second. And Toss has been serviceable today for the Philippines. He has really battled out of his weight division. He's got 5 boards, including 3 offensive rebounds. That's a massive contribution from him. And that's Joe Peng out of the ball game.
Fouled out on 7 points off 3 of 6 shooting.
And that's a win for the Philippines as well. Joe Peng, not only does he score points, but defensively, we saw him before. He could switch on to Castro. He can guard big guys. He can do it all.
And Toss gets them both to go, so a 10-point game, final seconds of the third. Can they get the defensive stop? They can. Castro pulling up to try and bank it in. What a potential turning point in the momentum swing that could have been at the end of the third. On Hontiveros.
But the Philippines, they have to keep firing. They're not going to win this game walking the ball up and down the floor. They've just got to hope that the shots start dropping at some point. But defensively, I think they're just too passive. It was the strategy earlier in the game. I think they've got to throw caution to the wind. Get up and in, try and force some steals and get some easy baskets.
Chao Shi Wei into Yi. Guarded by Blatch. Final seconds of the shot clock. Yi hangs in the air, misses the shot. Castro comes away with a rebound.
And China are leaving the door open.
Blatch calling for it on the far side. Pingris going towards Norwood on the near side. Blatch receives it now to shoot the 3. Gets inside instead, looking to bundle his way to the board and banks it in.
What a pass from Norwood too. He recognised the open man and fired it across the court. It's back to 13. They are still close enough if they're good enough.
Chao Shi Wei, closed down by Castro. Guo. Guo looking to attack now. Left hand lays it up and in.
And again, penetration against the zone. They can't allow it. They've got to keep them on the perimeter and just make them shoot shot over a hand. But when it's Guo Ai-Lun, it's so much easier said than done.
Castro stopped by Guo. Guo now the leading scorer in the game with 15. Castro up against Chai now. Goes past him. Left hand onto the right, misses the layup. The Philippines need to make those. They get away with it that time and then call for a travel.
Once again, the Philippines baffled by the call, but another turnover for them. They've just made too many mistakes here today, and they've only had 8 turnovers, which isn't horrible, but when you put that on board with their missed shots and the offensive rebounds they've given up, there's just been too many lapses to stay with a team as good as China.
15 points in 6 minutes, certainly doable, but the Philippines can sense it, feel it now slipping away as Blatch knocks it away from Yi.
And so impressed with Guo Ai-Lun. We know about his speed in the open court, but his control in this final quarter, he's kept his team calm and he's made sure they've picked the defense apart, and every chance he's got penetrating in to create a look for a teammate.
Blatch tipping it, Romeo coming down court, Castro with him, Romeo looking to go all the way. Chose not to take the support.
Another great contest from Zhao Ji Wei. He is so good a defender in the open court, but that time Romeo good enough to finish off.
Chao Shi Wei onto Yi. Ding, wide open for 3. Gets it to go. China closing in on the gold.
The time running out on the Philippines.
Romeo looking to take it into his own hands. Had only scored 1 field goal before those last 2.
They need to be up and in here. They need to force some steals. Try and force China to play rushed basketball. See if they can turn it over or get some defensive rebounds and run.
Guo to Cho Chi. Double-double in the game for him. Guo again around the screen of Cho Chi. Hangs and can't hit the shot, and how about the follow-through from their way back to the summit. Double-double for Cho Chi. They have really struggled to score, the Philippines tonight, shooting 32% from the field. Leading scorer Andre Blatch with 12 points, the only player in double figures, and 4 of those 12 coming from the foul line. De Campo bypasses Norwood. Blatch bypassing the three to move inside. Spins back out to Romeo on the perimeter. Final 5 seconds of the shot clock now. Romeo onto the right hand, difficult shot. Blatch trying to
We've got a tech foul on Go Ailun, who is giving a send-off to Abueva. And just, gave him such a rap for his composure and leadership, and he picks up his 4th personal on a technical foul, and you see Ding there just trying to calm him down. Got caught up in the moment with his energy and his physicality. We see it there.
One last contribution in the game from Calvin Abueva. It's those little contributions that he makes to help his team out. Blatch misses the free throw though.
And the Philippines now 15 of 26 from the free throw line. Just too many misses when you're playing on somebody else's home court.
The lead is 14. 4 minutes and 7 seconds to play. Blatch throwing it towards Castro. The two superstars not in sync. And a turnover and a shake of the head from the big man.
We've got a gold medal game for the FIBA Asia Championship, and China, a 21-year-old and a 19-year-old leading the way.
Romeo trying to find a good look. There, Campo's going to have to take over.
16 points the difference. Tough make inside.
16-point Chinese lead, final 3 minutes. Blatch into the lane, puts it in, has 14 points.
You just have to wonder why he hasn't been getting the ball in that position more often. You also have to wonder why he only has 4 rebounds. He just hasn't come to play here tonight.
10 of his 14 coming in the second half. He was almost anonymous in the first.
We've got an unsportsmanlike foul called here on Dio Campo after the initial foul was called.
Disappointment all round for the Philippines. 4th foul on Castro. 3rd on De Campo. Guo is right on the money again from the foul line, 18 points. Leading scorer in the game and edging China with every shot, with every second, 1 step closer.
He could be edging his way across the face of Guo, and he's going to shoot the next 2 as well.
We talk about Jason Castro potentially being in that team. 6 points for him off 2 of 12 shooting, just 1 assist in the final. Guo, 18 points, 2 assists. A block and a steal. He certainly had a big say. Lead back to 16. A timeout call with 2 minutes and 33 seconds remaining. China leading 78 to 62 behind the now 19 points of Guo Ailun, as well as huge double-doubles for both Cho Chi and Yi Jianlian. Andre Blatch, 14 points, only 4 boards. Guo. Cho Chi able to escape 2 into the lane, looking to beat Blatch with a move, knocked away out of bounds.
And that's the scrambling defense we should have seen from the Philippines probably 6 or 7 minutes ago. You end up with Cho Chi driving to the basket. That's exactly what you want. It's a turnover waiting to happen.
Ding. Guo around the screen of Yi. Out to the perimeter. Cho Chi fakes the 3, puts up the 3. They're battling for the boards. Had that one gone down, it might have blown the roof off this arena.
I'm sure it would have. And what about the hustle from Ding? His team is up 16 points, but he's still scrapping for every possession.
Castro inside, going all the way. That hasn't happened too often.
Certainly hasn't happened often enough for the Philippines. He's been beaten by this man, Guo. What a performance from him. All tournament we've said, who's the best point guard in Asian basketball? It's been Jason Castro in this tournament, but tonight it's been Guo Ailun.
Big player stepping up in the final, denied by Norwood that time. Here comes Castro. He's going to stop for three. Off the mark, only 3 of 14 from the field, Castro.
And that may have been the last shot for the Philippines. There's only 90 seconds to go. It's going to be party time here in Changsha very shortly. And Guo, he wants to put the icing on the cake.
Guo across to Cho Chi. High catch into the corner, ding for three. Can't hit. Just a minute to go before they're celebrating gold though. They were the favourites. They were expected to do it, but that's an awful lot of pressure on a lot of young players.
Well, the one good thing for the Philippines is that they have a lot of quality basketball players. That's an outstanding effort for them to get to the silver medal here in Changsha because they lost some key players from last year's World Cup.
Blatch from the outside misses. He's 0 of 4 from downtown. Final minute. Just listen to the crowd in Changsha. Guo. To Yi. Blatch grabs the rebound. And then he's tangled up by Chao Shi Wei.
The crowd was ready to explode on that one, and that has been one of their trademarks of the tournament, the pick and pop between Guo and Yi. And for one of the few times in the tournament, the jump shot from Yi didn't drop.
Castro across to Blatch. He's going to shoot another three. Able to get that one to go. Too little, too late from Andre Blatch. Just a few seconds between shot and game clock at the end of the final of the 2015 FIBA Asia Championship. The host China, second by second, edging closer to celebrating the gold. Guo. Chao Shi Wei takes his time, puts it up for three. And that will do it. It's the fairy tale finish for the hosts. 16-time Asian champions. And look at the celebrations though for China and for Gonglu Ming to orchestrate this run to the gold medal. Playing on home soil brings different kind of pressures with it, different kind of expectations, and they have dealt with it all superbly. They have grown throughout the tournament and they have gone all the way unbeaten, 9-0.
Well, in Wuhan 4 years ago, the last time China won this tournament, they faced a mighty challenge from Jordan in the final, but today they were too dominant for the Philippines. They win it 78-67.